Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings so you don't have to. Today we're diving into NextCure's latest proxy statement. Think of it as their annual shareholder meeting playbook, but with a few potentially game-changing proposals that could make or break the company's immediate future. First, the basics. NextCure is having their annual meeting in June. They're asking shareholders to vote on a few key items, including electing directors, approving their accounting firm, and a reverse stock split. Plus, for the first time, there will be votes on executive compensation known as say-on-pay and say-on-frequency. This is where stockholders get to voice their opinion on how much the top executives are getting paid and how often they want to vote on it. One of the main things they need you, the stockholders, to vote on is who will be on the board of directors. They're asking you to elect David Kabakoff, Michael Richman, and Stephen Webster. They'll serve for 3 years if elected. The proxy statement gives you some information about them and what makes them qualified. The board is saying that it's really committed to trying to find and develop new medicines for people with cancer that don't respond to the current treatments. They are doing this using special technologies like antibody drug conjugates or ADCs, antibodies and proteins. They are also trying to operate the company in a well-managed way with appropriate governance. Next, they want you to approve their choice of Ernst & Young as their accounting firm for the year. It's like saying, yes, we trust these guys to keep our books in order. Here's where it gets interesting. You get to vote on whether you think the executives are being paid fairly. This is a non-binding vote, meaning the board doesn't have to listen to you, but they probably will to some extent. They are also asking you how often you want to vote on executive pay, every year, every 2 years, or every 3 years. This is the say-on-frequency vote. Again, non-binding, but it gives the board an idea of what you think. Now for the big one, a potential reverse stock split. This is where they take a bunch of existing shares and combine them into fewer shares. For example, if they do a 1-for-10 reverse split, every 10 shares you own becomes 1 share. It doesn't change the total value of your holdings, but it does increase the price per share. They want the option to do this at a ratio between 1-for-5 and 1-for-15 if they need to. Finally, they are asking you to approve the possibility of delaying the meeting to get more votes if they don't have enough to pass the reverse stock split. This is like saying, yes, we trust you to do whatever it takes to get this done. If you want to see the legal documents for the reverse stock split, you can find them as Appendix A to the proxy statement. So if you own NextCure stock, be sure to vote. Now let's peek at some financials and executive pay. Before we do that, it's worth pointing out where NextCure is at. They are really highlighting their cancer drug LNCB74. It's in early trials right now. Here is a quick look at what NextCure pays their directors. David Kabakoff as chairman made around $111,000 in 2024. Most of the other non-employed directors made around $60,000 to $80,000. Not a bad side gig if you can get it. Here is where we can look at the executive compensation. The president and CEO, Michael Richman, got about $1.5 million in total compensation. This includes a base salary of roughly $591,000, stock options valued at about $58,000, a bonus of about $240,000, all in dollars of about $240,000, and some other compensation. The other executives got paid less, but still handsomely. It's worth noting that Hon Mind, the former chief medical officer, retired in July 2024. As part of his retirement, he got a pretty nice package of payments and benefits worth $3,070 what he earned while working there that year. This table shows you how the executives' pay lines up with the performance of the company. It's meant to give you a sense of whether they are getting rewarded even when the company isn't doing well. You can see that the CEO's compensation actually paid was about $1.1 million in 2024, compared to about $885,000 in 2023. Keep in mind these values can be different from the summary compensation table total, because they include or exclude equity and other things based on complicated rules. Net losses also decreased a bit from about negative $62 million to negative $55 million. So what's the story here? NextCure is at a critical point. Their lead drug is in early trials and they need to keep their stock price up to stay listed on the NASDAQ. That's why they are asking for the reverse stock split. Looking at NextCure's situation, they're in a tough spot. Like a lot of biotech companies, they need cash to keep their research going, and a low stock price makes it harder to raise that cash. The reverse stock split is a bit of a gamble. It could boost the stock price temporarily, but if they don't have good news on their drug development, it could just be a temporary fix. The executive compensation votes are interesting too. It's a chance for shareholders to say whether they think the executives are worth what they are being paid, but it remains to be seen if NextCure's compensation committee actually listens to the stockholders. Ultimately, NextCure is a high-risk, high-reward company. If their drug works, the stock could soar. If it doesn't, well, things could get tough. It all depends on the science and how well they can execute their plans. That's all for today's Corporate Decoder. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings. Let me know what company you want us to decode next.